What's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead. We will be starting here soon, so enjoy the music as we get ready. Peace. level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topics bust. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Jet I Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy is. What they say, live and level, live and level. Yeah, we on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level. What's up, what's up, what's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. I have the crew in the building on the nets. I'm going to let these dudes talk for themselves. D2K, Keith Norris. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
We are here. We are live. And we are in the place. What's up, D2?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. We are here to talk about all things series. But anyway, man, welcome to the show. We here to talk about this reveal that took place at the Video Game Awards. We won't be here for a whole long time, especially not like last time. We was here 3 hours last time, fellas. I don't plan on doing that today. Hopefully, Mr. Jedi Knight and K-Bum 20 are able to join us. But right now, it's just me, D2, and Keith Norris. What's good, Keith, man? You was missing last week.
Yeah, man. I forgot what happened, but I wasn't able to get on.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But y'all had a good cast, though.
Yeah, man, we had a good time last week, man. Had a good talk to K-Bum, talked about his Stadia experience, man. We went all over the place. We're gonna try to keep it more tame this time, though. A little bit more in the pocket. We went everywhere. I got my babies. My babies is talking to me. Go ahead and talk, fellas. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah,
I guess
that might happen.
Go ahead.
Huh? Oh.
I guess the question I want to ask is, who's going to go and see Fail of the Skywalker on Friday?
Why you call it that, D2? Why you call it the Fail of the Skywalker?
Do I really need to explain why?
Now, doesn't supposedly Luke returns? I thought I heard that.
There's so many different plot points that have been leaked out about this movie and whatnot. And from what I'm hearing is that he only has like a couple of minutes of screen time in the whole movie.
Okay.
Him and Leia both. Now Leia I can understand because Carrie Fisher is gone, and most of the footage that they shot was from all the footage they shot was from previous movies, and they just kind of loop it together. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but so it wouldn't make sense that she wouldn't be in the movie that much. But there's lots of rumors about this movie. Rumors that Han Solo is going to come back as a Force ghost, which doesn't make any sense
at all.
There's rumors that Palpatine. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Okay, I got you. No, I haven't heard much, man. That was the only one I heard was the supposedly Luke is not actually, might have an appearance here. I don't know. I figured it might have been like a flashback or something like that. That's what I was thinking it possibly might be, but I'm not sure.
He's in the movie more than that, but it's very inconsequential in terms of this. Basically, this is called the Rey movie. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
It's the Rey movie.
The Rey movie. Okay. If that's what they plan on doing.
It's The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then Rey.
Okay. If you are tuning in, please sign off in the live chat. We will let you know who just jumped in here. Is that Jedi Knight that jumped in here? He's
Can you
scratching
guys hear
again.
me?
There he is. What's up, Jedi?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Welcome to the show. We're doing good, bro. Just chopping it up,
Not
letting
bad.
everybody jump on. But yeah, man, you said it's the Ray series, huh? The Ray show.
That was the Ray show.
It's the Ray show.
It's going to be. I mean, I'm going to see this movie purely from a comedy standpoint. I'm putting on my MST3K hat, and I'm going there to enjoy the movie in the same sense. You know, I know it's going to be bad. I know it's going to do a lot of things that make me upset. I already accept that going in. I'm just going to go there just to say that I saw it, so that way I can have a point of emphasis to say this is the reason why I'm done with Star Wars and why I'm done with Disney going forward, because blah 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 blah. If I don't go see the movie, it's not fair for me to criticize it. You know?
Yeah, I understand that.
Question: DTK, have you liked any other new ones?
I really loved, well, I shouldn't say love, but I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. I thought that was a good movie. And I think that a lot of people retrospectively or retroactively look at that as a bad movie because of the direction that the series took with The Last Jedi. I think that when you ask people what their thoughts were of The Force Awakens after they saw it, and even after they had a chance to calm down and really process it, they said that was a really good movie. It wasn't perfect. There were some things I didn't agree with, but it was a really good movie. Now people look at it and say, "Oh, The Force Awakens was terrible. It was awful. It was awful." And then Last Jedi was super trash. And I don't think that's really fair. I think people need to stop letting themselves be prisoners in the moment and be able to analyze things and be objective, movie per movie. That movie was decent in my opinion. Last Jedi, well.
Okay.
I mean, Last Jedi was a good movie. If you didn't have any, if you didn't care about Star Wars at all, and you didn't know about the characters at all, and you just want to go see a nice movie, it was okay.
What about a Solo movie?
I never seen that.
Yeah,
So I haven't seen
you
that.
can see that.
I thought Solo was cool. I thought it was
Solo
cool.
was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Solo. I like all the kind of side story movies. I thought all the side story movies. What was the one? The Last Hope.
No, Rogue One. I could have did
No,
without
Rogue One. Yeah, Rogue One. There it is. Yeah, I thought Rogue One was cool. I mean, I ain't gonna say it was the greatest thing ever, but it wasn't. To me, it's been better than the main stories. I think, in my opinion,
Rogue One was definitely better than Last Jedi. I can say that.
Yeah, I thought I enjoyed the side stories more so than I have the main. Like I like Rogue One. It was cool. I definitely like Solo. I didn't think I would.
I would say that probably the best thing that I've seen of all the new Star Wars stuff, because I haven't seen The Mandalorian yet.
That's good. Really good. That's on Disney.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. I've been watching those.
Yeah, I gotta watch 6 tonight. I think I might pop.
I gotta download the app.
LeBron James is playing tonight, so I don't know. I gotta make up my mind.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Anyway, the coolest thing that I've seen thus far was Darth Vader in that hallway in Rogue One. That was just
oh, that was dope.
That was
dope.
The dopest thing that I've seen in the Star Wars franchise since Return of Jedi.
Yeah. So, Jedi, what's good, bro?
Oh man, maintaining. What's going on with you?
Trying to get you on a little early, man. We don't want to keep you up to 4 a.m. no more.
Yeah, man. It was good times last week, but I can't be doing that every Sunday for sure. I woke up on Monday, man. I was kind of dead to the world until I had that second cup of coffee.
So I was like, I can't have that brother up to no 3-4 sacrifices for us. So I figured we'd jump on now, give it about an hour, man. So at least an hour and 20. But we all here. I guess K-Bum gonna be late as usual. I don't know what's going on with K-Bum. He ain't told me nothing. He said he was gonna be on here. But anyway, I guess we done kind of topped it up by a little bit. I guess we can get into what we've been gaming on. Hold up just a second. You know, I don't want to make anybody mad by not playing this music. Let me find it. Here we are. Y'all ready? Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? Feel like I'm back at church again. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on?
Gaming on.
What you been gaming on?
Gaming on.
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 Hush it up. All right, there we go. That mother was trying to play something I ain't want to play. Anyway.
The Jedi, that one guy in the back of the church that be holding on to the notes all along. The song is over with. He's still like,
For sure.
Okay, let's start with you, Keith Norris, since we didn't get you last week. What you been gaming on, bro? Is he gone? Is Keith out of here? Keith dropped out. Anyway, go on, D2.
Yeah.
Go on, D2. It's on you.
Yeah. I can't really think right now. I did download some new games because they were on sale. I downloaded a Xenoverse 2 for the PC because I had it for the Xbox One before I lost it, and then I never really got to go through the whole thing. So I said I'm gonna go through this whole thing and beat that because it was just one game in the franchise. I didn't really get a chance to get into it. I mean, I pretty much maxed out the first Xenoverse, so I want to go through this one as well. And then I also downloaded Yakuza 0 for Steam. And my nephew was telling me about this, the Yakuza for the PlayStation 4. And he was saying how amazing this game was and how the similarities between this and like Shenmue and stuff like that. And I looked at all the reviews, and it's got all high reviews everywhere on this game. So this is like a game that I'm going to have to take some time to really sink my teeth into. But I got so many other games I got to play and get through. I'm not sure when I'm going to get into that. So
okay,
my play is pretty full for the next couple of months.
All right. Mr. Norris, you back? I see. What you been gaming on, bro?
Man, I've been on the Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Right now, yeah. Shadow.
The first one? Shadow. Oh, the third one.
Yeah, third one. That's pretty much all I've been playing. I need to get back on that Astral Chain, and definitely need to get back on that God of War. But yeah, I've just been playing Tomb Raider. It's pretty cool. It's weird playing it on PlayStation 4 over my PC.
Okay. How you like it as far as, I know you played Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? And the original. How you liking this one as opposed to those two?
I feel like Rise better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think Rise was like they went all out for that one. I think this one is more of a continuation of that, but Rise was yeah.
Yeah. What you mean, Damien? We still around? What, y'all act like we wrapped up things, bro? What you talking about? Yes, we still around, Damien. Welcome to the show. Yes, we've been here. Where you been? Tony, welcome to the show as well. No, bro, we ain't going nowhere. We still here. We still does it. Yeah, man, I like Rise better than Shadow. To me, Shadow took advantage of everything Rise introduced, but it lacked the heart and soul of Rise. That's how it felt to me. Shadow felt soulless. It kind of felt like it like the original ones. It was a cool game, But it also felt soulless as well. I thought Rise of the Tomb Raider kind of gave Laura some soul, she felt alive, she felt worth engaging and worth like she was a real character. And then 3 kind of went back to 1, like kind of how you felt about what you was doing in the game. I don't know. I wasn't feeling Shadow as much as the second one.
Do you think that Shadow basically was DLC that they made into a game?
Possibly, man. It has a afterthought feel to it. It doesn't have like they really thought this out. I don't know if Keith agreed with that.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see that. I can see it feeling like DLC or expanded DLC.
Yeah.
That should have been $20.
But yeah, man, I felt Shadow was missing something. It was empty. It had an emptiness to it that Rise didn't have. Anything else outside? You said that's basically it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, go ahead. You said something?
Oh, no.
Okay. Go ahead, Jedi. What you been gaming on, bro?
I've been on that Call of Duty Mobile. That's actually pretty good. Have you guys played that?
No, I haven't played that at all.
No.
And it actually looks really good for a mobile game. You know, I haven't really been able to I haven't played my PS4. I've pretty much abandoned that console, man. And I know I got you as a friend on my Switch level.
Yeah.
The last game that I've been on really is Grid, and that was back in October. I haven't really played any of the consoles, and the games that I have been playing, the Call of Duty Mobile it's pretty good. I really wish they would come out with a Capture the Flag. That's really my cup of tea there. But for what they got so far, man, it's pretty good.
Okay. No, I haven't. I haven't checked that out. Or it looks visually, it looks good too.
In my opinion, it looks pretty good.
Okay. See, that's messed up. How does a mobile device have Call of Duty, but they still have to put this game on the Switch?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm interested to hear like how you control it via the phone. Like, is it literally Call of Duty, or is there another way? Is it different from the other Call of Duties? Like, what's the deal with it?
It's I don't want to call it bare bones. You know, the control scheme is pretty much, the touchpad, but it feels, once you play it feels like a Call of Duty game. It doesn't feel like a phone version of it. It's just that the interface is a bit different. They don't have all of the game options, such as I stated earlier, Capture the Flag. There's a lot of those that are missing, but periodically they'll have some come in, like a free fall or a gun game or snipers only. It's pretty good though. When I started playing, it was pretty early. There were a lot of bots in the game, but now it seems like there's a lot of people actually playing.
Okay.
And it's globally as well. It's pretty good.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, anything else outside of that?
Nah, man. Outside of that, really, haven't had the time to kind of sit down and, get some good old gaming. And I need to get back on Grid though, but I feel like I can't just sit down and do it. And that's probably why I'm on, the mobile. It's kind of like you can get a quick 15 minutes in, get a couple rounds and then just call it a day.
Got you. Okay, I see K-Bum is in the building. What's up, K-Bum? Welcome to the show. What you been gaming on, bro?
Hey, bro. So before we get started, let's go ahead and get this out the way. It's out here snowing where I am, and your boy hit that nice Sunday nap, and I was gone. So I'm up now. I'm here. I woke up to all the text messages that the podcast was going. I said I need to go ahead and wake myself up. So I'm here now. I'm nice and rested. So what's up, y'all? Good to be here.
You sound like you coming out of Snorville.
Man, your boy was gone.
I'm gonna be up your way this weekend, man. We might need to try to see that Star Wars.
Hit me up, man.
All right, I'll hit you. That way we can talk about it with D2K then. Yeah, go ahead. What you been on, bro?
Oh yeah, so I've been on some people can finally get off my case. I got some new games I've been on, so we can kind of talk about that today. So I did get a chance to play a little bit of usuals, the Call of Duty, not sorry, Call of Duty, the Madden, the 2K, the Overwatch, but I've thrown some wrinkles into this. So I've been playing the Stadia. I've been playing the first Tomb Raider, and I've been enjoying it. I am. I haven't. I don't think it's well the first one. It's not to me. It's not killing Uncharted. I know we kind of had that conversation level, but thing is, for what it is, it's good. I like it.
Right.
You can kind of tell that it's a. I think it was PS3, right? Then it was the definitive edition came out for the
PS3. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah,
PS3,
but
Xbox 360. Yeah.
absolutely. You can tell by some of the animations that is like, whoa, that's not PS4. But visually, it looks good. Like it is appealing enough that the HDR and what they did with the graphics, it looks good. I enjoy it. The gameplay is linear, like I love. I don't got to think that hard, except for going to a couple areas to do some tomb raiding. Y'all laughing, bro. Hey, Jedi just said it. You don't got time to be doing all this exploring.
Jedi was talking about his busy life. He was.
I understand. I got
lazy video gamers,
bro. I got stuff to do. I got time to be wandering around the world for 2 hours and 3 hours and ain't moved the story forward at all. I don't got time for that.
So, needless to say, you're not playing Death Stranding.
Who? Okay. So y'all wrong for that. So I've been playing down the Stadia. Like I said, man, I enjoy Stadia. And I've been trying to look at it. I have seen there is no difference between me playing Stadia and me playing my PS4. There's no lag. There's no difference. There's no nothing. I feel like it's the same exact experience to me. And again,
You're not really selling me on that Stadia, bro.
Hey, but the thing is, I'm not playing multiplayer. I think it's different when you're playing multiplayer. So once I get a multiplayer game, I'm not playing Destiny online multiplayer. That's trash. We already went through this last week. So we ain't going through that again. But for the single player experience, I enjoy it, man. And the fact that it's actually on a different TV. Still OLED, but a different TV. So it's in my living room.
I'm just ignoring, dude. I'm not tripping. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna hold my peace. Y'all think y'all funny? Jedi Knight and D2K with his QLED. I'm not studying y'all.
Let me finish, bro. Let me finish.
We done. Let's move on to the next.
Hold on,
what I've been gaming on.
Hey, let me finish, bro.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. So it's in my living room TV. So when I leave my basement from playing the PS4, I actually make a stop before I go to bed and play a little bit of Tomb Raider. So it's not downstairs in my basement, it's upstairs. So usually before I go to bed, I stop and put about 35 minutes to an hour in Tomb Raider before I go to bed. And I like it that way. I like it. It plays well. I haven't tried it on the PC yet. Because I don't feel like hooking the joystick up and all that stuff, but it plays good. And the last game I've been playing is actually Call of Duty. I went ahead and got that bad boy from GameFly, and I've been playing it. And it's cool. It's cool. It's different though.
This Stadia too?
No, this PS4. I'm not
PS4.
I'm not playing multiplayer for not yet on Stadia. But this is GameFly. So
okay.
Yeah. So I got it, and it's different, man. To me, this is me, my opinion. I think it feels more like the Battlefield games than it does Call of Duty, because your time to death is much quicker. So when you start getting shot, you dead. You don't have too much time to think. You start getting shot, boom, you dead. Like, okay, wasn't ready for that, but okay. And then there's a lot of interior to explore. That's unlike Call of Duty. Call of Duty usually doesn't have that much interior buildings to go through. Battlefield does. Battlefield has a lot of interior spaces that you actually go through, so you can get the long range combat, and then you can get close quarters combat by going through the buildings. Call of Duty has never really excelled in that, and you get a lot of that in this game. So I actually had to play. I had to change the way I play because of that. And so I actually um don't run around and just try to shoot. I actually do a lot of peeking around corners, because if you go around that corner like you straight Rambo full sprint and you don't see the guy, you before you even say "ow, I'm hit," you dead. So you have to you gotta take it a little bit slower than usual. So
Okay.
it, I'm not gonna say I like it, because what happens with me is that I play a Call of Duty and first comes out and I'm like, oh man, yo, this was different. I like it. Man, this is fun. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, man, this is garbage. What did I just do? Did I waste my money again? So I'm not gonna give you an impression of if I like it or not. I'm just gonna say that it is a little bit different. It does feel like Battlefield, but it's cool so far. I don't hate it, but I'm not like in love with it. So maybe that's a good place to be in. So that's why I've been gaming on.
Okay, that's what's up. As far as me, man, I haven't played anything, man. Yesterday, my wife phone got stolen. She was shopping, and someone decided to walk off with her phone, and I end up watching it travel just a far distance from where we are. Whoever got it, man, was at least 40 to 50 minutes away from here, and I end up having to erase all the data off of it, and I was dealing with all that and other things, man. So I haven't been able to get no game, and then when I do get a chance to, something comes up. I need to finish that Luigi's Mansion 3. I still have. Keith, did you finish that?
Yeah, I finished it.
When did you finish it? Don't make me feel bad when you finish that.
I don't know. I have no idea, but
Okay.
it's done.
I think I got a few more levels to go on that. Then I also still need to finish Link's Awakening, man. I'm at the last stage on that, but I don't know. I just haven't been gaming here lately. I suspect I will this upcoming week and weekend, because I'm be free. I'm gonna have a lot of time off from work, so I'll probably be able to get some gaming in here coming soon. But with that being said, we can move on to our topics. I didn't have much. I took one off because it'll fit under Xbox Series X, and that was Hellblade. We could talk about that game. And I got another game, the Ghost of how you say that? The Ghost of Tsushima. How you say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to talk about that as well. But let's knock out, because our main topic is this Xbox Series X, which was revealed at the Video Game Awards. Why do I got an R there instead of an A? Anyway, I'll fix that in a second. So give me your takes real quick on if you watched the Video Game Awards, what was your take on it?
I'm going to start off because I got to dip out.
Okay.
So I kind of was waiting around to see if I can get this in. It's a box, man. No, I'm sorry. It's a rectangle. And it's I don't really know what to say, because after I watched it, I think you said it first, and I went back and saw it. I was like, okay, they didn't really show much. They pretty much told us what was going to be on it. They showed the sports, the Halo. They showed something, Forza. And I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, that's what we currently have, and I didn't see anything that was spectacular. I am curious. I am, interested in seeing what this console's going to do. And from what I'm hearing, you can't turn it on the side. It has to sit straight up like that. Is that correct?
No, you can turn it
No,
on.
it's not
You can turn it on the side.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it looks like this is where Xbox or Microsoft has kind of wanted to go in this direction, anyways. They typically don't keep the same controllers. They went from the original Xbox to the 360 to now, and I feel like they have finally settled in a place where they're very comfortable. And I think they're going to be iterating from here on out. And I think it's pretty cool. I'm not going to knock it. Of course, we already know Microsoft. The one thing that they have to do is bring those games, and they acquired all those studios. So hopefully they've been cranking out some series titles. that actually kind of rolled off my tongue. Series. Hopefully they've been cracking on some series titles. It's going to show the reason we need this new powerful Xbox over the Xbox One X. But other than that, man, I'm kind of interested and curious, and continue to be optimistic.
Let me ask you this: what was your take on the VGAs as a whole? Like, did you enjoy what they did there? Did it keep your attention, or was it boring outside of the Xbox release stuff or reveal stuff?
It was good seeing Reggie.
Oh yeah, that was okay. So basically,
Yeah.
it was okay. All right,
Reggie was there.
yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that too. But anyway, so you said you kind of liking what you seeing from Microsoft, Keith?
Yeah, man, it's very Microsoft, man, and I appreciate that more
What'd
than
you think
anything,
about
that
the
they
name?
try to-
What'd you think about the name Xbox Series X?
I thought Xbox One was a good branding. I don't know why they want to change it. Obviously, they're gonna probably have a Series S, for a cheaper version or digital series version or whatever. But I like the One name. The One was pretty cool.
Okay, I think they should have went with a different. I think they should have went with an Xbox X2. That's what I would have went with to distinguish it from the prior system. But we'll get into that. Jedi, what was your thoughts, man? Did you check out the VGAs? What was your overall take on the VGAs? And then you can go on and get your thoughts on what Microsoft revealed.
Well, my number one look for the VGAs was actually my guy Big B. I'm not sure if you know him, but The Wolf Among Us Part 2
Oh,
that
okay.
was announced. And
Yeah.
as I said last week, Telltale, that's one of my really good studios. I really like the role playing or the touch button action type games. And when Telltale went down, I thought that all of these games would be in limbo. I would not really see them. They won't create them, and then they came back, and I was really not expecting that. So for me to see the announcement, I was pretty hyped for that. But in regards of the Series X, I thought it was actually pretty good. I do actually like the PC look to it. They kind of went away from the typical console look. I think that's actually pretty cool.
Mm.
The graphics on Hellblade, I was like, wow, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah. We gonna
yeah,
talk about
it-
Hellblade. We gonna talk about that. But go ahead.
overall, I thought it was cool. It was a little dry. I wasn't as excited to watch it. I watched it earlier this morning. And it was kind of like, okay, let's get to the next thing, It just wasn't really captivating for me. But there was a lot of world premieres. I give them that.
Mhm.
It was all right.
Yeah. Okay. D2.
I'm not really interested in award shows anymore. It's been decades since I've really cared about award shows. I only watched the VGAs because of surprises like we got in this year's edition of it. And about the Xbox Series X, I think the name is kind of cumbersome. I think that it's confusing to see where they're gonna go with this name. They've said in interviews that naming it this gives us flexibility in terms of naming future iterations of this console. So what does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be the Xbox Series S, or does that mean it's going to be the Xbox Series X1, X2, X3, or is it the Xbox Series One X, Xbox Series 2X? It's hard to know just exactly what it is that they're focusing on in that name in terms of the iterations in the future. In like you said, the level, they should have just went X2.
Mm-hmm.
That would have made it a lot easier for branding purposes. X1, X2, X3, X4. That's what Sony, they got it right. They said this is the PlayStation. That's PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. You don't have to say PlayStation. You just say PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. It works. Everybody knows what it is. We start talking about Xbox Series X. Okay, is that the Xbox One X? Is that the Xbox Series S. So didn't they come out with that already? Or you see what I'm saying? It's kind of confusing for the consumer going to the store. They say, okay, I want an Xbox. Okay. Which one do you want? So I think that they've never really been good. I mean, the Xbox was the best name that they came up with. They should have stuck with that, but that's neither here nor there. As far as the console itself, I like the fact that they decided to go ahead and say, what we wanted to do in the beginning was make this console a piece. We wanted to make the biggest or most powerful console ever. That was the whole thing about the original Xbox. But in terms of the form factor, there's only so much you can really do in a console setting in order to get the best graphics possible. You can't really get PC level graphics in that enclosed housing because it's too cramped. But building it like a tower, now you have more airflow that can go through the chassis, and that can keep the APU inside of the machine a lot cooler and allow you to push things a lot harder than you normally would in the console. And I think that both Microsoft and Sony have taken this into account with their design. And I think that that's a step in the right direction. When you think about the hardware that's actually in the console that we now know is confirmed that's going to be in there, it's kind of necessary for like this. I don't think they could have got away with like the Xbox One X slim design with that type of power. It just wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about what direction it's going to go. And the games, until I actually see someone on stage playing the game, I don't really care too much about gameplays because you don't know what you're looking.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth on the Xbox stuff that was shown. I just wanted to get your initial thoughts. I'm going to bring it to you, K-Bum, but I want to answer Damien. I would say that I disagree with you that only an idiot would be confused. I remember when I was in Best Buy and a woman came in to buy Mario Kart 8 for her Wii, and she thought she could buy the controller, the Wii, the gamepad as well for her Wii, because she thought the Wii U was just an addition to the Wii. It wasn't a new system. It was a controller that she could add to her existing system. So when you think of consumers, they're not as informed and don't follow this stuff every day like we do. They don't live on Twitter. They don't live in the comment section of YouTube and watching different people's commentation and stuff about video games. They don't research this stuff day in, day out. So grandma, if my mom went into Best Buy and she was buying my son or me an Xbox, she would be totally confused. Like what? Just like D2K said, I want an Xbox. Which one? The X1S, the X1X, the Series X. She'll walk out and be like, boy, you need to go get your own stuff. Here the money, because she wouldn't know what to get. So
as a former GameStop employee, I can tell you that this happens all of the time.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm with you. I being in retail at what I used to work, not Best Buy, Blockbuster. I used to work for Blockbuster, and when we got into selling system, and they was confused all the time as well. So it's easy. You would think that they wouldn't be, but they would. They are. Coming to UK, Bum. Just initial thoughts with the VGAs, and then we gonna go into deep depth on this Xbox Series X. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when you don't expect much and then you don't get much, you're actually pretty cool with it. And that's how I felt about the VGAs. So actually, I didn't watch it live. I didn't watch it live because I had a better thing to do with my life on Thursday than to watch the VGAs. And so especially that Ravens game, seeing Lamar Jackson just go out there and just play like a video game character, and just that was my video game, my VGAs. Watch him. But other than that, I got a chance to catch it on YouTube and catch some of it and catch some of the premieres and stuff like that. And it was okay. I mean, it wasn't boring, so that was cool. And Jeff Keighley, he tries, man. Like I give Jeff credit, man. I'm sorry, I know people like to hate on Jeff. The thing is, Jeff has an issue because so Jeff has an issue because gamers is a very wide spectrum. And a lot of times he speaks for gamers, or he not just speaks for them, but he tries to put them in a light. But the problem is it's a wide spectrum, so you're going to make mistakes, or you're going to not offend them, but you're not going to represent one particular spectrum or another. But I think he does a good job of trying to shed light on gamers and what we really are. So I don't really have that big of a problem with him. He does have biases, but we all do too. So soapbox down. All right. The VGAs, like I said, it was cool. I think what is best for them is the world premieres, because other than that, it's just an award show, and that's boring. If they didn't have the world premieres and the videos and the interactions, it would be a snore fest. And so I think in order for them to continue to be a thing and to have anybody want to watch it, they have to have these surprises that occur only on that stage. And I think they're doing way more on that of that, which is pretty cool. And so I see a lot of people on Twitter say, it wasn't terrible, which is a win for them. I think that's a win. Because a couple years it's been like, trash, Dookie Flakes, get that off the TV. So I think if someone says it wasn't that bad, I think that's a win for them. I think they can take that and roll with that.
That's another one.
What was that?
I might have to make that into a little thing, man. That's Dookie Flakes.
Dookie Flakes, bro.
Go ahead,
man. Xbox Series X. So I got a nap, man. I'm ready to go. I'm amped. So this thing. Yeah. Okay. So
don't go into too much detail, because we gonna.
I won't. I don't know what I'm looking at. And like you guys said, they went away from the traditional console look. Cool, I understand it. They have a serious branding issue. I don't know what they're popping around with these names, and I don't know why they keep wanting to throw all X's in every name, just adding extra X's. It's gonna be Xbox XXXX Series X6. I don't know what they're doing with that, but let them do them. Yep, that's the kids. Okay, all right. So, it's cool. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You ain't mutant, bro. I don't know if you. No, you ain't. Okay, cool. So, all right. So, my fault, y'all. Level talking to his kid, it kind of messed me up. He's muted. Cool. So, I don't know, man. It's cool. The thing is this: the PlayStation PS4 Pro is an ugly unit. I'm sorry. It is ugly. It is a hamburger stacked on top of a hamburger. It is ugly. But no, you don't notice that. You don't pay attention to that when you're playing the games. It just sits over there. So even that I don't like the design, I don't think it's going to be a problem, because you're not really going to pay attention on the fact that you have this cylinder sitting in the middle of your gaming room. So I think it'll be fine. I think the little green, I don't know what that green is on the top. Did you see through the top? I don't know what that is. I think that's pretty cool. I like that, because that gives flashes back to the little center thing of the original Xbox. That was green. But other than that, yeah, I'm almost done, but we'll see about that. So I don't know. It's cool. Even though I don't like the design, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I think it's gonna be water under the bridge by the time it comes out and people playing it. So I'm cool with that.
I think they said that they tried to design this so it would kind of blend in with the background and be kind of inconspicuous with all the other stuff that's in your entertainment center. It just feels like they just made it like not a square rectangle shaped thing, Because if you think about it, probably if you got like a surround sound in your movie theater, I mean, people might think that that's part of it,
Yeah, but by that shape, you can't, unless you lay it down how wide it is, you can't really put it in one of those entertainment centers if it's like an enclosed space.
Well, you're not supposed to put it in any enclosed space anyway.
No, I have one that's open. I don't have a glass cover in the front of it. I'm just saying it's enclosed. But there's no glass cover in the front, so you still can't put it into that spot like I have my receivers and stuff.
I just stood up and looked at my entertainment system down here, and if I put it on the side, it'll fit within mine. But I know mine's upstairs, it wouldn't. But I like the design of it, but that's just me. I mean, that's my opinion. I like how
I mean,
it looks.
I mean, it's kind of fun. I said it in a group chat that both of these next gen consoles look like household appliances. The Xbox Series S was like a refrigerator, and the PlayStation 4 looks like a pizza place. 5 looks like a pizza oven. So, it's. I don't know. If
Hey,
they
yo,
just,
you know what? You're absolutely right. I never thought of that.
Now
Oh, man.
let me say this. As far as the VGAs, actually, K-Bum made a good point when he said when you're not expecting nothing and they don't show nothing, it's actually pretty good. Well, how did you put that, K-Bum? You said something like that. When you're not expecting much.
Yeah, if you're not expecting much and you don't get much, it's not really a bad day.
Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting much, and I got more than so I got a little bit more than I was expecting. So I kind of I enjoyed it for what it was. No, I'm not a big fan, as y'all know, of Jeff Keighley, but he didn't annoy me as much as he used to, and I felt like they redeemed themselves when Death Stranding did not win Game of the Year. That I thought that was a good look because I believe they wanted to make that Game of the Year. But the thing that stood out to me is basically what we about to talk about. The Xbox reveal. Microsoft, to me, came out of nowhere with that. Wasn't expecting that. Even the way the video started off was you wouldn't have thought that you was about to see the Xbox Series X. I didn't think you was finna see the Xbox Scarlet. That was the last thing on my mind until Master Chief ran up to the end of that cliff, and then all of a sudden you saw the shape of the rectangle square that it was. I was like, at first I wasn't for sure if it was a new system or just a redesign for the Xbox One X. That's what I originally thought it was. Oh, this is a redesign for the Xbox One X. And then when it says Series X, I'm gonna have to go again with D2K. That name was just like it was booty flakes. Like, what did you say? What you say, K-Bud?
Yeah, you good? That's it.
It was booty flakes. I was like, this is the Wii U. Again, like Microsoft, did you not see what Nintendo just made the mistake of putting the U behind the Wii, and you go back with the Series X? But beyond that, I thought that was a cool stealth reveal for Microsoft. They stole, the conversation around the reward show. They kind of ending the year, you talking about their system at the end of the year, coming into the new year. They can kind of build off of that momentum. So I believe Microsoft made a smart strategic move. But let's get
had to do that. They did that because Sony's got their show, at the top of the year, and then after that, not too long after that is E3. So there really was no time in between where they could do something where it would make sense because they had to turn right around and do something for E3 as well. So they kind of had to do it now.
Unless they got something planned for it. Because I remember that one year with the Xbox and the PlayStation, we got both an early look into both of those systems. The Xbox
like February, March time.
Yeah.
Like that.
I thought Microsoft was the first one out the gate with their reveal, and then Sony. And
Sony's was first, and then Microsoft came. Then Microsoft, yeah.
Okay. And I feel like they could possibly still do that. But let's get into this, man, because I don't want to be on here too much. I got to take my wife out and get this phone situation situated. But the Xbox Series X, Phil Spencer hit the stage, had a montage, I guess, of games. I don't know if those games were actually just CGI renderings of what's possible on the Xbox Series X, or was those actual in-game caught footage. But they did show one game that was supposed to be running off of the raw power of the Xbox Series X. I don't like saying this. I'm already tired of this name. It's exhausting to say that. Xbox Series X. The Xbox SX. The X, I don't know what to say. Anyway, someone said the Xbox sex. But anyway.
You know what? Go ahead.
Hold up. Just a sec. I'll talk, and I had to get off real quick. Go ahead.
All right. Well, actually, I wanted to comment on a few things that I heard. I think you're actually right in regards to the look of the box. I don't think it's really too bad just because it's not presented as a typical console. Um, I have a PC, a gaming PC, and I put it right behind my entertainment center where I have, like the cords, and above is the television. I think that what Microsoft was probably thinking outside of what D2K and K-Bomb mentioned in regards to like airflow and keeping things inside cool. So they really had to think about the design of this box. At the end of the day, people are comfortable with having gaming PCs hooked up to, their televisions to play as like a primary unit for gaming. So I think that they didn't feel too much, fear in regards to, okay, if we present this and it looks like a tower, some sort of ATX tower, that it may come off wrong. I don't really think that the name is going to be much of a problem. I do understand that the that is really not in this space may have a bit of an issue. Like with my mom, however, if she ever went like and she was buying it for like a small nephew or cousin of mine, and she says, "Hey, I want the Xbox, the latest one." You know, um, Generally speaking, we do know the differences between the consoles, but overall, I don't really have a problem with the name. Um, I think it's just Series X. I do think the Xbox X is going to be a thing, though. Now that I hear it, um,
No,
yeah,
look. Let me say this. I did not come up with that. I literally saw that. I forgot where I saw it at, but somebody put the Xbox X in the comments. Said that's what people gonna say eventually. They're gonna call it the Xbox X. But yeah, go ahead though. Go on and finish your thought.
I think that in a couple of years, though, we'll kind of get over it, and this is the reason why. I think it was D2K who said that he was okay with like the Xbox One name and kind of went with that. I remember when the Xbox One was originally announced, and people were upset, basically
Mm-hmm.
saying like similar things. Well, how can you have an Xbox and then have an Xbox 360, and then after that you have an Xbox One? Isn't that like confusing? Because you
Yeah,
already had the first Xbox. That was the thing when the Xbox One came out.
yeah, you're right.
So I feel like because this Series X is a new thing, that that is just going to be, well, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to make sense to us right now. In a year, it's not even going to matter.
What's up? Welcome to the show, Dark Sun Rider. I'm with you on that. Like, you're right, Jedi. When the Xbox One came out, people was clowning the one, talking about how can you already had a one, so how you can have another one? Like, are we rebooting the original? But you're right.
How can
But
you have another one?
yeah, how can you have another one? Yeah. Who didn't go yet? Like so, K-Bone, you got anything you want to add to this, as far as like just getting into the real discussion around this, this system, like, because we still ain't talked about Hellblade yet and what they, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where I was finna kind of lead the conversation, because I wasn't for sure what we saw in the little montage of video clips, if that Halo game was running on the Series X, if that Forza, like, I don't think none of that was really running on the system. I think that was just like a what if or possibility.
Yeah, it's probably
You
just a
know,
render so they can,
yeah,
what they think, it would look like. So
right.
they kind of create that reel for themselves and for like say, hey, it's kind of what we think this can do, and so it's not actually in game graphics or anything like that.
So, but they did, when Phil came on the stage after that announced, he did bring a game to show that was supposed to be running off of the actual system, and that was Hellblade 2. And I want to get y'all thoughts on what y'all saw in that. I will start with K-Bum, then I come back around. Go ahead, K-Bum. What was your thoughts on that footage?
So the biggest thing for me, I haven't played Hellblade, but I do want to. So I'm definitely going to play it before it comes out here on the Xbox. Um, but what I saw of it, so they showed off a couple of things. They showed off something that who is that? Uh, uh, um, an the Unreal Engine has been doing for a while, which is photorealistic environments. Kind of when they showed the water and they showed that little volcano or whatever going off, they kind of showed off some of that photorealistic technology that Unreal showcased. I think this last E3 they were showcasing this kind of video they made, which was all in game. It wasn't. It looked like it was a real thing, but it was all in game. So it's cool that they're showing that off. To me, that's very impressive. It's still from a distance. You don't know how much detail it is, but it's still impressive to see. Um, but going to the actual game, I mean, it's obviously no real gameplay, anything like that, at all being in game. The lighting system looks amazing. If this is real in game and not CGI. But what really stuck out to me, which I kind of said in the chat, is the facial animations of the woman is absolutely amazing. Like that is the best facial animations I have ever seen in the video game, and a lot of people were kind of bothered by her performance, or the chanting and the kind of demonic references that it had. And to me, the reason why people were so bothered by it was because the performance was so realistic. I think if you look, and I'm big on stuff like this, but when you see certain things that she did, like how your lips curve over your teeth when you talk, um that's something that's hard to represent in a video game. How your teeth curl with certain words. And if this is to me, it looks CGI. So I don't know how much it really is. If it's the actual in game uh, um, facial animations, is that actually how it works in game, or is that some rendered CGI that they had in game and they then an artist individually move the pieces to make the words? But if this is how the actual in game engine does the facial animation, this is the best we've ever seen in any type of video game. So to me, that was the biggest thing that stuck out to me, because I understand the difficultness of representing real faces when it comes to video games, and I thought that was absolutely spot on, amazing. So that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, there's nothing really you can say from the game other than she looked crazy, and you don't really know what's going on. But from if you remember, like 4 or 5 E3s ago, they actually did a performance, and they really wanted to show off how they can capture the emotion of a human being inside of a video game, and they wanted to do it better than anyone else. And they did that with the first Hellblade. So I really think that this is going to be a good game. I think this may even be a system seller, because what they're going to do with this is going to be something that others are going to try to replicate. I think they're going to set a standard with this. So I'm pretty excited about Hellblade, and I even thought like that may make me want to buy an Xbox if it's actually this good, if they can deliver. And last, before I get off, I think it's really cool if they are doing what say they're doing, which means all the studios pretty much that they picked up in the past couple of years or so, that they're working on the new Xbox games, the new generation Xbox games. I think that's going to be huge for Xbox if they can come out the gate with some heavy hitters that's not named Halo or Gears. They can start some new franchises within their circle of games that can kind of push the new generation of Xboxes, so we can stop seeing Forza at every E3. That'd be awesome.
Okay, D2 or Jedi, who want to add on that? It don't matter to me who go next.
But I thought it was great.
Okay,
Visually, it's up there. It's pretty much the best I've ever seen. The crazy thing about it is when I seen the original Blade, when that was announced, I thought that was one of the better games that I've ever seen at that time. I thought that the graphics was absolutely great. K-Bomb did have a point about the chant. When I heard it, I had to like turn the volume down. I'm like, okay, bro, they're really taking it there now. But yeah, really just visually, the game is stunning. And actually, you kind of get a little bit more immersed when you turn the volume down, not just in regards to the chanting, but if you just turn it down and look at it for what it is, know it was a game or an engine, I would say, it's really hard to tell that it's not real. Phenomenal. It really does.
Yeah.
And if if you go on YouTube and you check out the 4K version of it and just look at it, you really it's hard. You can't see anything that would kind of give it away. The only thing that if you really look closely to it is the smoke plumes from the volcano. If you look really close, you can see where, okay, well, there's parts of the smoke that's coming out where it kind of like shouldn't be. But if you're not really critical like that, it's really hard to see it. And yeah, if games are looking like this, man, that is, I know one thing. I'm not playing any Resident Evil games in VR if that's the way it's looking. That is crazy, bro.
Jedi Knight, I mean,
No,
G2K?
sir, they can have that, bro.
G2?
Oh, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but in terms of the actual visuals of it, it looks pretty amazing. Like Jedi was saying, and what K-Bob was saying is that it's very hard. They're really blurring the lines between reality and non-reality with the visuals with this, because the lighting is done so well, and the facial animations are done so well, and the reflections of light off of the skin, and you can even see, like, when people talk, or when you move your lips, or you have emotions, you can see certain creases in your faces that go certain angles, and it's not always the same depending on what you're saying or what your emotion is. You could see all that in her face while she's doing those chants. And it didn't stay there. It came when it was necessary, and it went away. And I'm not even sure how they were able to do that, other than the fact that when you have all this raw horsepower in the game or in the console, you have the ability to push out more polygons, which gives you the ability to do more things like that. So that could be a signal right there of why it's necessary to have consoles with this level of power, because it allows you to do things like this, whereas before you had to kind of fake it because you just couldn't do it. And this reason why you would need GDR6 RAM and things like that. This is reason why for stuff like this here. So I'm just thinking about where they can go with this in other games and other genres. If they can pull this off with this, then it's looking pretty good for Microsoft. And like Level was saying, they got all these new studios that's working on exclusive games for the Xbox. And if you can have a whole bunch of games like this ready to go at launch, that could be really huge for them.
Yeah, I want to take K-Bum thunder. I think K-Bum made that statement about the other studios, but
Thank you, sir.
but I want to say this, man. I'm with you, Jedi Knight, and I'm with all you guys as far as how it looked. That chant did. I'm not gonna lie. The chanting took me out of the moment for a sec. I was like, wait a minute, bro. This is freaky. This is I didn't feel comfortable. Like, what are you saying? What are you chanting in my ears? Do I need to hear this? Are you putting a hex on me? What you doing? Like, shut that up. Like,
Play Xbox X. Play Xbox X.
But
basically, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a little too much with the symbols, and I'm not up with the, like, you throwing certain imagery in my face. I'm not allowing you to control what my eyes and ears is hearing like that no more. If I'm suspect about it, I'm like, I'm tuning that off. But beyond all that, because it was a little jarring, I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you, Jedi. I was about to turn, like, pause and just wait until that was over. But
it was kind of unexpected. Just
Yeah.
It was a world premiere. When it started, I mean, of course, the graphics, but when the audio started, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll turn that down.
Right. So, but what was freaky about it was, at first I didn't know. You know, sometimes the thing can look too real that it bothers you. Like it starts to. I heard a term that they use. I can't remember what they use to talk about this, when stuff gets so close to realism that it gets
Uncanny Valley. Talking about that.
Is that what that? Yeah. Yes. And I think we
Un-
kind of go ahead.
Uncanny Valley.
I've never heard of that either.
Are you trying to say Unchained Melancholy? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I heard. I think I heard what.
Yeah, it's Uncanny Valley is the when something becomes too realistic that it starts to blur that reality. That it is the thing. You can look it up.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, you look it up.
I just heard it after watching a video on this Hellblade video. I think it was either Richard Review Tech or somebody said the Uncanny Valley. But anyway, it ain't important. The point is, it looked so real. I automatically started trying to find the flaws in it. Like my mind wouldn't allow me to just focus in just on how good the graphics was. I kind of like tried to look for the stuff that wasn't right, and I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, the scene that stood out to me, outside of her facial expressions and all the stuff she was doing, was the scene where they was running up. They was like, dude had like a shield on his back, and they was kind of, I don't know if they was like sneaking in to something, but they was on like a bank, like a beach, like either a hillside or the side of a mountain or a beach, something like that. But they was running in. You saw all these dudes coming in with shields and all this stuff on their backs, like looking like Vikings, and they was looking around like they was trying to sneak in. And to me, that scene blew me away because it looked so movie-like. It looked like a movie, but if that's the act, if I was like, man, if a game actually looks like that, as you playing it, and you like, I go to God of War 4. God of War 4 is a beautiful game in motion when you actually playing it, not just the cutscenes. But if you can make God of War 4, if God of War 4 had those level graphics, that'd be ridiculous to me. So I was blown away by that little small scene, and plus the facial animations. I had to watch it again to really appreciate what I was looking at. That's what I meant when I was saying I was looking for flaws. I don't know. It just, my mind went to, that don't look right. It looks weird because it was looking so real. And once I watched it the second and third time, I began to appreciate just how well they caught the face, just how well her eyes looked, just how believable her eyelids, and the way her forehead would wrinkle up when she would do stuff, and when she would kind of glitch out with the eyes, I don't know, she would twitch, and all that. It was freaky, but it was real, and I was like, man, if this is real in-game footage, this is about to be ridiculous. Any other things y'all observed in the video of Hellblade that stood out to y'all?
That was it for me, man. It wasn't much more to see, like time back then.
Okay.
So
now go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay, Keith. Not Keith, but D2K, Jedi. Anything else y'all want to add to that?
Not for me. The game, it looks phenomenal.
Okay.
That was really fantastic.
Okay, so go ahead, D2.
Nothing else here. I think we covered everything.
Okay, so there was another game that was shown that was for the PlayStation 5, and that was a game called Godfall. And it's supposed to be coming to the PlayStation 5 and PC. K-Bone, give me your thoughts on that game. What you thought about those visuals? Do you believe? I don't remember them saying if that was in-game footage or if that was like I don't know. I don't remember what they said about the actual footage we were seeing. But were you impressed by it?
So when because I had heard that there was going to be a PS5 game shown and a Xbox Series X game shown. And so when they were showing this game world premiere, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think this is the PS5 game people were talking about. And so I'm watching, I'm like, it's shiny. That's what I remember.
Exactly.
The most thing I remember about that video and that game is that it's shiny. That's about it. I wasn't impressed by anything. Nothing blew me away. It was shiny. I'm just being serious, man. It was just people were shiny. The metal was shiny and the world was shiny. I'm like, that's fine, but it didn't wow me. It was just shiny. So I mean, I don't know. I wasn't upset at how it looked. I'm like, I see that being a PS5 game, but in no way, shape, or form did it capture me like the Hellblade did. I mean, no way, shape, or form. I didn't think, this couldn't be possible in the PS5, and I thought it maybe couldn't be possible in the PS4 just because, they have all those reflections going on that engine. You know what I'm saying? That's where you kind of get the kind of stutter and stuff like that. But I wasn't blown away by it. I thought it was okay.
But see, that's where okay. I'm glad you said what you said. You said it didn't impress you, but
right.
But you weren't for sure if it could run on a PlayStation 4. I'm gonna tell you the
truth.
Right. I like this looks like a PlayStation 4 Pro game to me. That's what it looked like. Like it was. Don't get me wrong. It looked good. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't Hellblade. But I mean, I wouldn't expect that from a studio of that magnitude with a game like this. We don't even know what this game is. Hellblade has history. We don't even know.
But Hellblade is a smaller studio than Gearbox.
Oh, that's right. It is Gearbox.
Yeah, it's Gearbox.
But what made me pause was, well, let me get the other guy's opinion and thoughts about Godfall, and then I'll say what I say. Go ahead, Jedi. What's your thoughts about Godfall?
Wasn't impressed at all. You know what this reminds me of? Remember in 2000 when Vince Carter, he was part of the dunk contest?
Yep.
That was like the greatest performance individually, arguably ever in the dunk contest.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know what it would be like to be the guy that has to go after Vince Carter?
I don't, but Tracy McGrady does.
In the dunk contest. Yeah.
No, it was actually Jerry Stackhouse.
It was Jerry Stackhouse. That is like what Hellblade did to this Godfall game. I think once you've seen Hellblade, it was kind of like, bro, really? To me, that was a PS4 Pro game, like Level said. If you would have shown that, right, and then it would have said for PS4, for Xbox One X, and for PC, nobody would have said, "Oh my goodness, that is like the greatest thing I've ever seen on these consoles."
Correct.
No one would have said that.
Correct.
Meanwhile, when you seen Hellblade, you knew that no current console was running
Shut
this.
that door.
Right? It was night and day. That game, for Sony to even allow that to represent them, and they had to have known what Microsoft was gonna use
coming
to
with
present.
that heat.
Yeah, they came with the heat, bro. That's exactly
knew.
what they did, bro.
I don't think they knew, man. I really don't.
If they didn't know, then shame on them, because they decided to use a game that people could have confused with a current generation to present their next generation console.
Agreed.
Even if they didn't know, that it was a failure, bro. It's a failure.
I agree with that. No, I'm not saying that. Let me send this shout out real quick. Hold up, just a sec. Shouts out to Sim Zim. Welcome to the show, bro. Go ahead, finish your thought, Jedi.
I'm sorry,
popcorn, man. This
you kind of broke up there, Level.
I said, go on, finish your thought. I interrupted you by sending that shout out.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I mean, overall, that was my thought. It's. I mean, I don't I don't think it's a bad game or anything. The only thing I can go on is just the visuals, and in that regard, I just meh. It's just a game.
Okay.
I don't feel like that was the proper representation that should have been like the first showing of a next generation game. They picked the wrong game.
I agree. I watched it again today when I sent it to you guys just to refresh your thoughts if you hadn't seen it since Thursday. And like I said, it's shiny. It's definitely a nice looking, but it don't look like Hellblade. No, not at all. Go ahead, D2.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at the trailer again. I'm looking at the actual. I think they show maybe like 5 to 7 seconds worth of actual gameplay of the game, where I'm not sure where they are, but there's this one guy, this big, huge guy with this big, pugil stick looking thing, and he grabs another guy and kind of like choke slams him down on the ground. This guy that has a sword. This footage right here, like everybody has been saying, doesn't look like it's next gen. It looks like, something from this generation running on a high rig PC today, or Xbox One X or PlayStation 4 Pro on a 4K TV. There's nothing about it that screams this is next gen right here.
Agree.
And that's sad because this is a beautiful looking game. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks amazing, but you have to understand that when you are talking about stepping into a whole new generation and you're trying to convince people that your console should be in their living room, this is not what you do. You have to show them a distinction between what's already either in your living room or what's something that's already in the store that the customer can go buy now versus buying this later. And
right.
I don't think that this did that. I think that, this was a misstep for Sony. Now, I don't think this is going to be a problem in any stretch of the imagination. It seems out of character for them to make a misstep like this. And maybe this is just a sign that Sony is getting a little too cocky.
Oh, Lord. No. We don't want PS4, PS3 Sony back. That was the worst Sony.
Yeah, I mean,
next gen doesn't start until we do.
Yeah, I mean, when it's been sweet for this long as it's been for Sony, I mean, it's only human nature for you to start thinking that your stuff don't stink, and they said we can just put this game out there because we know we got other stuff coming out later. Well, you might have some stuff that rivals Hellblade, but perception is everything, and first impressions are very important. And people say, "Well, Microsoft gave us this first."
And that's
they gave us this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go and finish your thought.
And that's that's what people are going to remember. And then from this point on, it'll be, well, Sony's just trying to catch up to Microsoft. They're behind Microsoft. When in actuality they weren't, but they gave the perception that they were by putting this game out there that didn't look as good as what Microsoft brought out.
True.
And that's why I don't think Sony knew that Microsoft. I mean, come on, man. The way that video from Microsoft came in, you would not have thought you was finna see the Xbox, the new Xbox. It didn't even start like that. It literally drug on, and then Master Chief shows up, and then all of a sudden, there it is, the Xbox, and then Phil comes on, and then all of a sudden we got Hellblade for like. I don't think Sony knew about that. I think that was kept nip and tuck until to the show. Like I think it was a surprise because I remember one spot the girl that was doing the announcement didn't even know what was coming up next.
Right,
so,
she said I don't know what's coming.
Yeah. So
right.
I don't think Sony had any inkling that Microsoft was going to do that, and I believe they thought, man, we can throw this game out here. Probably not a big game, nothing major to us from Gearbox, just to get the bells whistling about hey, we just saw a PlayStation 5 game, and it was super shiny. It was super detailed, but this is where I believe Sony messed up, and I'm just going to put it out here. When Sony showed that PlayStation 5 game, and then they showed Ghost of, what is the name of that? Ghost of Tsushima? I don't know how to say it.
I say Tsushima. Yeah.
Tsushima? Okay, Tsushima. that game looked better than the PS5 game.
Yeah.
And that game to me, and this is where I'm concerned. Now, Hellblade makes me feel like that I don't have to have this concern. But this Ghost game makes me feel like Sony and Microsoft gonna have their work cut out for them if a game can look that good on current running systems. The question would be, do we need these systems? Now, I'm pretty sure they got some stuff that's gonna come that's gonna, well, I would hope that they got some stuff that's gonna come that's gonna nail it into the coffin that, yes, you need to move to the wave of systems. But
Waddle, good lord, I didn't see this trailer.
yeah, bro, I sent it.
What was it in the state of play?
This was in, was it the state of play? No. They showed that last night. They showed that at the game. The Game
Well, I didn't watch
Awards.
the whole thing. How about
Yeah,
that?
they showed that at the Game Awards.
It was in the awards.
Yeah, and that's I think you got the full extended look into it. So, man,
Good Lord.
visually that game, the grass, the foliage, the colors, like when he's standing in the red roses or whatever it is, and they moving based on the rose, they kind of shifting with the wind based on the activity of each person's fighting over. Like, the game is extremely detailed, man.
It's
Now,
very artistic.
Yeah, and I won't say that visually, as far as the facial expression, that it's on the level of Hellblade.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Not close.
But still, it looked better than that Godfall,
I would agree with that.
and that's my concern.
But
Before you go,
No, go finish. Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
before K-Bomb jump in,
yeah,
this is Godfall is made by Gearbox Software, correct?
yeah, it's Gearbox.
Now, is this the same Gearbox that was run by Randy Pitchford?
Believe so.
That explains a lot. Randy Pitchford is not exactly the most trustworthy person in the world, and he was the person in charge of one of the biggest fails in the history of video gaming, which
Yeah.
was Aliens Colonial Marines. And I don't think I've heard a peep out of this character since then. So, when it comes to underwhelming things, he's definitely the chief prince of all that. So I don't know if this is the same. I don't know if he's still worth them or whatever, but if he is, then that would explain a lot to me.
That's
Okay.
funny. So I'm looking at this game, and it is not more graphically appealing than either of those PS5 games. What makes this game sticks out is the art style. It's the artistic of how it's being represented. It's not the sheer power of it. It's how they choose to represent the images. That is what makes this game look better. Looks like a PS5 game because they're not just using the raw power. It's the fact that the scene where just the yellow leaves are falling with the background of the character with all that flying around. That's not just power. That's artistic, and it is stunning. And even 'cause you remember, I sent that image to the group chat of the title. I mean, not title, but the cover of the game.
Mhm.
And it was him standing in the white with the red, and it was artistic, and that made it stick out and look good. It wasn't just raw power of the engine, and that's a lot of things that Nintendo does with their games is that they use artistic and different ways to represent the game to make it look good than just trying to show, hey, this is the raw power, like what the Godfall was trying to do. He said, hey, look at all these polygons we can render and all these reflections that we can showcase, but not even really caring too much about the visual artistic expression you're trying to get across with your game. And this game is it's doing it in spades.
So my question is, I mean, it's too late. I mean,
Good
it
Lord,
is what it
have
is.
mercy.
Should they have made the Pro and the X at all?
The thing is, we don't know if this isn't PS5 though.
That's PS4 for Pro. They announced that's what it was. That's running on PS4 Pro.
Okay. My baby.
That's what was
the bait and
yeah.
switch has been done many times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe lying Sony, but still, that's what they said. I can't.
Hey,
we know
Nintendo
Sony
pulled
lied.
it too with Link. Come on
Yeah,
now.
Nintendo lied too, but
They pulled it too.
Sony got
Okay.
caught more lying than Nintendo.
Okay.
But anyway,
they have. Okay.
they say that's PlayStation 4 Pro footage, and I tend to believe them. But my question, and we don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go too much longer because I want to give Jedi the freedom to go to bed before 1 in the morning. What time is it your way, Jedi?
It's not even 12. We're good. Oh well,
Okay,
actually
okay.
it's 12:07. But
Right,
we got
so-
time. We got time. Don't rush it.
Well, I gotta leave here in a second anyway, but I don't want to hold us too much longer. But it just makes me, looking at what took place and the fact that we're about to be introduced to 2 new systems. It makes me question what was the purpose and point of the Pro and the X. Like, what was we was just here 2 years ago with Microsoft and Sony, with their more powerful, improved systems to take advantage of 4K gaming. And here we are again with, here's a new system for 4K gaming, which, again, Hellblade proves that I don't know if the X can do Hellblade or not. I have no idea. But the series, they showing this game on the series. I don't know if that game could run on the X, the One X. I don't know. I mean, they not showing it on the One X, but I'm pretty sure it could. I'm pretty sure they can probably not as visually stunning as that. I don't know. It's an answer it's a question I can't answer. So,
right.
What was the point of Pro? And we can end on this. And what was the point of the Pro and the X?
I think that in my opinion, they wanted to get smoother frame rates and they wanted to take advantage of people were purchasing with a lot of the games that were coming out. Like look at the latest games such as Call of Duty. Side by side comparison between the Xbox One and the Xbox One X. It's running the same game, but performance it's drastically different. I think this Hellblade could run on the Xbox One X. It could probably do it at 30 frames per second and have a visual stunning but it's not going to do it in 60 frames per second at 4K. But ultimately I think that these companies realize they can follow the methods of Apple, and you can put out a new console every 6 months and people will buy it all over again. That's really
don't
that,
do that,
that's
Jedi.
on the
Don't
consumer,
say
my
that.
friend.
Don't say such things. Welcome to the show,
Look,
LT 1984.
Go
ahead.
on the consumer. I didn't purchase my PS4 until the Slim came out. Only console that I got within the first year was the Switch.
We ain't even talking about
If they
what
had like
they
a
gotta do.
more powerful version of the Switch, I wouldn't have purchased it. But these they dig in your pockets, man. And they only respond based on how the consumer responds. So as if the consumer will buy it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have put out these systems. I think that the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X were systems. And I think that what they're doing with these upcoming next-gen consoles, if Hellblade is looking like this, then I think that it's relevant. Once this console is released in 2020, by 2023, you're going to have a newer version. Just know it's coming.
So, go ahead, D2. You share your thoughts on that.
I think that is everything that Jedi just said, and I think that you also have to take into account that, we were having this conversation, me and Keith were having this conversation in a group chat about how the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One came out the gate basically using underpowered hardware to a degree, because the Jaguar processor was designed for mobile devices and handheld devices like phones and tablets and things of that nature. It wasn't really designed for console gaming. So they had to scale back a lot of what they could do, and that kind of bottlenecked what developers could do with the console based off of the base specs of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So in some regards, they had to come out with these consoles because that gave them a little bit more leeway in terms of keeping up with what you saw on the PC, giving it an extra boost of power with these more powerful GPUs. With the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, I think they both have Polaris GPUs in them, but are substantially more powerful than the GPUs that were using the original consoles. So it basically just kind of gave them a short burst of energy to reach the end of the race, basically, because they knew when they came into this generation, they couldn't really go totally they couldn't go totally custom because it would cost too much money. I mean, everybody got hammered in the 7th generation, big time. I mean, Microsoft and Sony lost $3 billion a piece, and even Nintendo lost money, even though they won that generation going away for a lot of different reasons. Recession was a big reason too. So they had to come up with something that was fast and get it out there and see what they could do with it, and they did. And Nintendo kind of did the same thing with the Switch. You know, they came out with a bad thing with the Wii U, so they took a good deal from Nvidia, and they got lucky with the Switch, and it's been very successful. So I expect Nintendo's next console, whatever it is, to take advantage of the surplus that they have, and they will have more powerful hardware in it. But I think it was necessary for them to do it, but I do believe that it was a necessary thing that happens in their, I don't know how I should say this, but it works off them because they can screw us. They can screw us and get away with it because, like Jedi was saying, you know, they're going to adopt the model of coming out with a new iteration of the series every 2 to 3 years at the most. And Sony will do the same thing, and that's where we're going to go. It's not about the console wars anymore. It's about the content wars. It's about iterations, it's not generation. We said that many times on this broadcast in the past, and I think that's the direction where we're going.
Actually, the name Xbox Series X explains that perfectly what D2 just said. It's a series, and you're going to get a different series whenever they feel like, you know, rolling it on out.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Welcome to the show, Cornelius, bro. Go ahead, K-Bob.
Yeah, so I think the Pro and the X to me was two things. One thing, it was there to fix the lie they made at the beginning of the console, the PS4, which is 1080p, 60 frames per second. That was one of the biggest lies they made, because we're still trying to get that, to be honest with you. And a part of it was to take hold of this 4K craze that was going on in the TV world. So all these TV were coming out in 4K, and they said, "Oh, that's a place that we can quote unquote get people to spend some money." It says 4K and all this other stuff, and we're still trying to get true 4K. We still haven't got that in some games. I believe Xbox does deliver in some games 4K, but that's still a small window of games, and so they're still lying to us. They say what they can do, and they keep missing this mark that they keep setting for themselves, and they keep pumping us up and thinking that we're getting what we think we're getting. Stadia has done the same thing, saying that their games are going to be 4K, and they're not coming out in 4K. They're upscaled to 4K, which is why there were so many jaggies when I played Destiny. Trash. Anyway, so part of it is that, man, that they're trying to, you know, get back on the line that they made and try to capitalize what these companies are trying to do, which is to make money and to make more money, is they saw an opening, which is the craze for 4K TVs, decided to jump on in there and create a to allow their console to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what they did. I don't know if this is going to be a continued thing, because they've already are saying in the bag that they can do 8K. They're already saying that. So is there a reason to get another Xbox Series X or PS5 just to do 8K if you're already saying you can do 8K? So they may be putting themselves in a box already by saying that they can do that. But I don't know what the next generation is going to behold as far as it goes with iterations. The name Series X does imply that there's going to be more, but they've already established there's going to be more. There's going to be, they have different names. They have the Lockhart, and I forget the other two names of the two systems. And one is a less powerful version of the Xbox Series X. One is the Xbox Series X, and then I think one is a diskless version. So they're already going to come to the market when it launches next year. They're going to come to the market with, I think, at least 2, maybe 3 versions of that system. I'm thinking at least 2, because I know the Lockhart is a real thing, which is a less powerful system, and then this one. But they've already said they're coming out with a diskless system this generation. So
that's my thing, though. What's the point of a less powerful? Okay, what's the point of Lockhart?
But less money. I mean, not less money. You can
let me finish.
A different audience. A different audience. You can you can drop the price down.
But you got the Xbox One X. What's the point of the less powerful Lockhart?
Because we need you to come to the new generation.
Okay, all right.
Because they're not putting the Xbox Series X games on the Xbox X or the Scarlet. Not Scarlet.
You sure? From my understanding, it's supposed to be all the games supposed to be able to play across the board.
No, not the old consoles. Like the Xbox One games can be played on the Xbox Series X, but I don't think it goes the other way. So
it don't go. It doesn't go. You can play the old games on the new system, but not the new games. I thought they were saying anything they put out to be playable Xbox One up. Anything Xbox One up.
I think they were talking about the controllers. The controllers were cross compatible?
Yes, the controllers are.
Okay,
but not the games.
Not
at
the game.
That point,
okay.
What's the point of you switching if I can still play the game? There's no like to your point exactly. There's no point of the Lockhart if there's if you can play those games on your Xbox.
Okay.
There's no point.
So let me ask this, and we got to go. We got to go after this one. This last question, Jedi, I promise. Last one. All right. When the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, it was $399, right?
The Pro?
Yes.
Yeah, because the Xbox was $499.
Okay. So the $399, $499. How the freak much do y'all believe these systems are about to cost?
It depends on what kind of deal they got from AMD. I mean, if they want to, we basically expect them to take a huge bath with these consoles if they got to have horsepower that they're claiming. But like I said, it depends on what kind of deal they got from AMD. It really does.
Damien said you can play the new games on the old systems, but it would be at a less fidelity. I thought I heard that, but anyway, go ahead.
I'm not buying a new Xbox if I can play Hellblade 2 on it. What's the point of me buying it?
That's what I heard. I'm not for sure, but that's what I've heard. But you said how much you say you think it's gonna cost D2? You said it depends on what the deal they got, right?
Yeah, we gotta look at it from this standpoint. They showed us the best of what they're offering first, but this is not the complete picture of the Xbox Series. We already like K-Bob was saying that it's going to be at least one more, maybe 2 other consoles that accompany this that will be available at launch. And I think that for people who want the high end, that will be available. For the people it doesn't matter, they can go for a cheaper option.
Okay. Jedi Knight. What's your thoughts, bro? I mean, I know they're gonna have cheaper versions, and I just want to know how much the most powerful one. That's what I'm really focusing on. How much do you think the most powerful Xbox, the Xbox Series X, the flagship?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. The flagship, they said this is our most powerful system. The one that we saw at the Video Game Awards is supposed to be the beast. How much is that joker going to cost? If the Xbox One X costs $499, how much is this thing going to cost, bro?
Xbox One X costs $500.
Still.
I didn't know that.
Oh, the Xbox One X is still $499?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is finna be expensive, bro.
And it'll probably just stay around the same price then. I'm gonna say it could
600. Cornelia said 600.
Yeah, it can't go to 600. You know,
That's
that'll be
right?
7th generation for real. You know, they'll take a huge backlash at that. Well, you know, given inflation, it may not be, but I never actually knew the price of the Xbox One X, but if they're pushing 500, I think they can't go over 500, even if it's like 549. I think 500 is the limit.
I'm with you on that, man. I think
I was gonna say 450 was the limit, but the Xbox One X is already selling for 500. You know, I think once you get in that price range, 550 and better, you know, you're getting into PC territory, and make a closed system costs less than a PC.
Okay. K-Bo, did I ask you your thoughts? What you think they're gonna charge on these things?
No, you haven't asked me yet.
What's your thoughts, man?
So for my pocket, I want to say that is going to be $499 is going to be the most expensive system. Actually, so they have some deals out there. They got right now an Xbox One X is $349 at Best Buy. Get it. I don't know why you would get it, but get it because it's on sale. I don't know why you do that. Anyway, so I think it's gonna be a price cut on the Xbox One X, obviously, when the new one comes out, because they still want to move those models and get them out of here, and get them sold, get them off the shelf. So it's gonna be a price cut, which is going to leave space for the Xbox Series X to take a hold of that $499 space again. I remember a while ago, I don't know if it was on this chat or a different podcast, but people were talking about how Sony wanted to make their console competitive as far as pricing. And so if that's the case, then you would figure $399 would be the price to make it competitive. Once you start getting that 500 range, you start to weed out some of the people who are not really gamers, who just buy systems, to play a few games. So when you get to that 500 mark, you kind of weed those people out. So I'm going to say $499 at the highest, but I really think they're going to be $599. If you really give me my honest opinion. But also, you have to understand that they're talking about 1 terabyte SD solid state hard drives. 1 terabyte solid state hard drive.
These are custom as well. This is not off the shelf.
Custom. I've never seen a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive because they so goddamn expensive. So that within itself is an expensive piece. And I know you get it in bulk and blah blah blah. You could, but solid state hard drives are not the cheapest, easiest things to come across. And the fact that they're throwing 1 terabyte versions of them in both of these systems, it's really hard for me to figure there's going to be anything less than $499. And realistically, it's hard for me to believe that it's not going to be $599, which I think would be an issue for many people, especially if they want that attachment rate at launch, if they want people to kind of jump on it at launch and kind of get that system. I think at $599, you're really just getting the hardcore guys who that system.
I think they should go back to what they did with the 360. They had the 360, then they had the 360. It was a deluxe or the elite. Then they had the ultimate, the elite, all the different versions of, and I think it was based around the hard drive, the hot size of the hard drive.
Space, yeah.
Because I remember I got just a regular Xbox 360, and then they had the black one. Who said that? They had the black one that was the. It was one that was an ultimate, and then it was a black one that was an elite, I think. If they do a scale like that and make the base series $399, because I can't see any of them getting to $299. I really don't. And I think the most expensive one is probably gonna be $599, and that's the one that we saw with the Hellblade doing all the stuff. Like, if you really want that experience, you're gonna have to pay for it. I think that's where they're going. And I'm not gonna say I'm not willing to pay for $599, but they better not come out with another system 2 years later that's more powerful. Then that we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, I know. I'm wishful thinking, but this is where I think it's gonna get real convoluted and problematic for both of these systems, because they get, like you said, Jedi Knight. Either you or D2K said it. I think it was you, Jedi Knight, said you're getting into PC territory. You basically buying computers now, and if you can buy, you get into, when you get into $600, you get into computer territory. I mean, pretty good computers too. So yeah, I'm curious where this is going to go.
You can get a GTX 1080 Ti for about $350 right now.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, think about that. That's a 10 teraflop GPU. Yeah, you can get that for less than $400. You can get it for $350 on Amazon right now.
Right. Cornelia says, why not? Basically, with the 6 to 7 months, new systems coming out, all based on what I just said. If they come out with a new system 3 years later, I'm gonna have a problem. I mean, can we fairly compare it to iPhones? Like, you got AT&T and all them, they giving you plans that you ain't really dropping. You're not dropping $700 every 2-3 years. You upgrading and getting a new phone and just continue to pay for what you got. You instead of having that phone and owning it, you just continue to make that monthly payment. Now, Microsoft got something like that planned to where you could get into these systems through basically renting until you own it. Then that might be a way into it. Like, you ain't really buying the system, you renting it. You basically coming under contract with them. I ain't saying I would do that, but dude, that's what iPhone them are doing. That's what Samsung. Look, I know that firsthand because I got to go finish paying off my wife's phone because
Get another one.
because unbeknownst to me, the insurance I had didn't cover theft. So we still owe $200-something on that phone just to keep her line and get another one. I'm gonna have to pay that off. So if Microsoft is planning on doing something like that, then you can compare it to the iPhones and all that, but they ain't lining up around the block to drop $700 that day. iPhone will go out of business. So,
in my opinion, I think what they will probably do is, now that I think about it, with the price and what you and Bomb said could be accurate. It could be, $500 bucks, maybe a little bit more if they really have to push it, maybe $549. But they're gonna have less powerful versions, because think about it, not a lot of people still own 4K televisions.
mm-hmm.
A lesser version that can push out 1440p or 1080p and still get that buttery smooth 1060. I wouldn't mind getting that. The games that I play, they're 1080p games, and I'm on a 4K television through my PC. I have no problem playing my Switch on my television. So if it comes to a situation, then yeah, sure. You know what? This is gonna be the top tier. If you got the 4K television and you're out those dollars, hey, pay $549 and you can get the whole shebang. You're still gonna be below that 600 range, and you're gonna get the full shebang when it comes to that. But for people who maybe want to drop $400, maybe 450, and look, we got the 1080p version, and you're gonna still get, because think about it, you graphically, you're gonna get the graphics. The only difference is gonna be the resolution, which is where they're gonna for. And if they can just maintain the 60 frames per second, then I think they'll be able to get a pass on that, because in the scheme of things, it's really going to be about performance. What good are the graphics when every time you try to move your character on screen, you get the, frames? If they can keep it 1080p, maybe 1440p, 60 frames per second, and you still get that graphic hit, I think they would be able to do that.
Okay. Man, I'm distracted by what Cornelia said to me. He said, "What the does not cover theft?" Talking about my phone. But yeah, man, I got my insurance through Best Buy. I had Best Buy's insurance. I didn't have AT&T's actual insurance. And under their insurance, it covers damage, incidental or accidental damage, or you break your phone or something like that. And if I wanted, they told me if I wanted theft coverage, that was a whole nother plan. I was like, what? That ain't what the dude told me when I signed up for this crap. He told me it covered damages, theft, and loss. So I'm gonna try to go in there and complain a little bit more to a manager. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at thus far. But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, Jedi, I'm with you. Like, they're going to have to figure that out, man. They're going to have to figure out the pricing of this. So I guess that's where the series and I guess a family of options that I guess will accommodate. But then again, that's going to hurt too, because if you got systems that limit what the game could do, because they going to, if you got a system that can really blow the top off, but then you got this other system. We might have to table this conversation. This is going to go into a whole nother place. You got one system that can do all this great stuff like the Xbox One X. But it was also, the developer was also limited because they still had to make sure that everything could be done on the Xbox One S and the regular Xbox One. The same with the Pro versus the Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
No, finish.
No, I was going to say, in this situation, it wouldn't necessarily be the same.
Okay.
The only thing is, it's kind of like the Switch. You have the exact same game. The difference is when it's docked, you're looking to get the max performance, the 1080p. But when you have it on mobile, you're pushing out 720p. So you're gonna have less power going in and using on the system when it's 720p. You're gonna be able to lower all of the graphical or hardware performance because you're not needing all of that energy because you're on a lower. The PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pros, it really impacted the performance as well, because I believe that they had to take into consideration some architecture differences.
Mm-hmm.
These is only going to be based on, okay, we're going to have maybe a different version of a graphics card, but that's only going to be in respects to graphical power. But it's going to be, what we have to do is just make sure that we aim for the 60 frames per second. And in terms of resolution, that's going to be the only difference.
Okay. I'm interested, man. I'm interested where this is gonna go. But okay, I fall back. It's just, it's interesting, but I don't want to keep us going. We had 2 hours. I was trying to keep us under an hour and 20. We already passed that. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Cleveland Browns is getting slaughtered by the Arizona Cardinals. That's my final thoughts right now. This is crazy.
My Lakers is down by a point after the first quarter, so I'm trying to get up there and see some of that.
You got to pick better teams, Jedi. You got to pick better teams.
I thought he
Talking
was tell
about
me.
Thursday, your guy Lamar Jackson looking like a video game. That was of course against my Jets.
Bro,
Oh, man.
I was watching it like, oh, sorry, Jedi. Sorry.
I was sleeping, given that the game started at 2:30 in the
I know
morning.
you was
So
asleep.
yeah, man. I woke up, I seen the highlights. I said, "Look, I'll pass. I'm not watching that."
Hey, I give you this, bro. Sam Darnold does look. I like Sam Darnold. I like him. I don't know if you do, but he got heart, man. I like him.
I don't know. I mean, it's not that I think he's a bad guy. I just think he's on a bad team.
I would agree with that.
But I think they finna get rid of Troy Daniels and Quinn Cook from the Lakers, man. I think they finna trade them.
Hey, man, when am I to have no Lakers conversation?
I'm just saying, man. But anyway, with that being said, we enjoyed y'all keeping us company. Cornelius, Damian, who else was in here?
LT.
Sim Zim, LT 1984, Dark Sun, Tony was Kramer.
Yeah, Tony came in for a bit.
Yeah, Tony came in. So appreciate all you guys tuning in and sticking with us. Damon said, man, where y'all been? We been here, bro. Where you
we had one last
been?
week, didn't we?
Yeah, we've been here for a minute. But anyway, I'm going to let these guys sign out, starting with Jedi Knight. Go ahead.
Pleasure, guys. Definitely next week.
Okay. K-Bomb 20.
Right. You already know who to go to. You ain't have to pause on that. No, man, it was good, man. I enjoy having Jedi up in the piece and D2K up in the P. I'm sorry, Keith had to dip out a little quick, but it's all good. We had some good conversations. I enjoy this time. I got me some Z's in, so I'm still feeling good. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if it's snowing where you at, like I am, be safe out there.
Is it snowing pretty bad up there?
Yeah, bro, it's coming down. Like, you see the Kansas City game, it's coming down like that.
Man, I hope that stuff don't hit us, man. I'm praying that stuff stay up there. Anyway, man, like K-Bomb said, signing out for me and D2. Tune in next week, man. Well, I don't know if we're going to be here next week because I might be up your way. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Look out for live chat or whatnot. Phoenix, man, how you going to sneak up in here in the last second, man? Welcome to the show, bro. Phoenix.
Phoenix up in here. What's up,
Phoenix Star. He said, I'm here. I got you, bro. My bad, man. Anyway, tune in. Till next time, folks. Deuces.